this is the lecture number 12 for the chapter maximum minima, and we are discussing the fifth exercise for this, and we have done up to question number 2, in which we have find out the maximum minima without using the derivative. Now in question number 2, we have the function fx is equal to x square, and you have to find the minimum and maximum value for the following. Now we use the first derivative as well as second derivative test to find the maximum minima value of the given function. So find the first derivative of this function, put it equal to 0, and find the critical point of this function, that is it is coming out to be x equal to 0. This is known as the critical point of this function. Now find its second derivative, which is coming out to be 2, which is greater than 0. Now when the second derivative is positive at x equal to 2, then this function have local minima at x equal to 0. X equal to 0, we have local minima, and the local minimum value will be obtained by putting the value of x is equal to 0 in this given function, which is coming out to be 0. So without finding a derivative of this also, you can easily find the maximum minimum value of this function, because perfect square cannot be negative, so its minimum value will be 0, and it will have no maximum value, because as the value of x goes on increasing and increasing, the value of the function fx goes on increasing up to infinity, so therefore it will have no maximum value. But in this we have done by maximum minima, we have done by using the derivative, and it is an easy method. Now in the second part, the function gx is given to be x cube minus 3x. As usual, find the first derivative of this function, which is coming out to be 3x square minus 2, put equal to 0, and find the value of x, which will be the critical point. There it is coming out to be 1, plus 1 and minus 1. Now find the second derivative from the function gx, which is equal to 6x. Now at x equal to 1, second derivative is coming out to be positive, and the second derivative of this function at minus 1 is coming out to be negative. So when the second derivative is positive, we have local minima. When the second derivative is coming out to be negative, we have local maxima. So at x equal to 1, we have local maxima, minima, and at x equal to minus 1, we have local maxima. So you have to write like this, and the local maximum value will be obtained by putting the value of x is equal to minus 1 in the original function, and local minimum value will be obtained by putting the value of x is equal to 1 in the original function. So we have local maxima at x equal to minus 1 and local minima at x equal to plus 1. Replace these value in the original function to get the local maximum value and the local minimum value. So this is the easy method. Now in the third part, we have hx is equal to sin x plus cos x, and the value of x is given as greater than 0 and less than 90. So as usual, find the first derivative of this function, put it equal to 0, and find the critical point, which is coming out to be pi by 4, which lie in the given interval 0 to 90. Now tan x is equal to 1 have infinite number of angles, but we have to take only those angles which lie in this interval, that is 0 to 90, between 0 and 90. Now find its first second derivative, which is coming out to minus sin x and minus cos x. Replace the value of x is equal to pi by 4 here, and which is coming out to be negative. So h has local maxima, because the second derivative is negative at x equal to pi by 4, and local maximum value will be obtained by putting x is equal to pi by 4 in the original function, that is hx sin pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4, which is the local maximum value. Now in fourth part, we have sin x minus cos x, and the interval is between 0 to 2 pi. Now find its first derivative, which is coming out to be cos x plus sin x, put it equal to 0, and tan x will be equal to minus 1. Take sin x equal to this, sin upon cos tan, so tan x equal to minus 1. Now we know that the tan is negative in the second and the third quadrant, because we have 0 to 2 pi, that is first, second, third and fourth interval. So you know how to find the value of tan x minus 1 in the third and second quadrant. Now the second quadrant will be 180 minus 45, and in the fourth quadrant it will be 360 minus pi by 4. The tan x is negative in the second and the fourth quadrant. So in the second quadrant, the x will be obtained by 180 minus theta, and the fourth quadrant is always obtained by 360 minus theta. Theta here will be, or x will be here 45. Tan 45 is equal to 1. And to make it negative, we have to convert that angle in second and the fourth quadrant, because the tan is negative in the second and the fourth quadrant, and these two angles belongs to 0 to 2 pi. Now find the second derivative of this function, which is minus sine x plus cos x, and replace the value of x in the second derivative 3 pi by 4 and 5 pi by 4. The value of this function will come out to be negative. You know how to find the value of sine 3 pi by 4. You know how to find the value of cos 3 pi by 4, which is 135 degree angle. Second quadrant, in second quadrant sine is positive, cos is negative, the total value comes out to be negative. So we have local maxima at x is equal to 3 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, replace it, that is in the second derivative, it will be minus sine 5 pi by 4 plus cos 5 by 4. In this fourth quadrant, sine is negative, so this comes out to be positive, and cos is positive, so both will be positive, and it will have positive. Second derivative is coming out to be positive. So therefore we have local minima at x is equal to 5 pi by 4 and local maxima at 3 pi by 4. To find the local maximum value, replace the value of x as 3 pi by 4 in the original function, which is sine 3 pi by 4 minus cos 3 pi by 4. You know how to find the value of the sine 3 pi by 4 and cos 3 by 4. You take your own time, do the calculation in your rough column. It comes out to be root 2, and local minimum value will be obtained by putting x as 5 pi by 4 in the original function, which will be in the fourth quadrant. Sine will be negative, cos will be positive, and its the final value comes out to be minus 2, which is the local minima value of this given function. So this is the method to find the local maxima, local minima of the given function by using the second derivative test. We generally use the first derivative test to find the local maxima or minima, but when the second derivative test fail, or when the second derivative comes out to be 0. Now in the fifth part, we have fx is equal to x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15. Find its first derivative, which is coming out to be 3x square minus 12x plus 9. Put it equal to 0. Solve this quadratic equation. We are getting the value of x as 1 and x is equal to 3. Find its second derivative, which is coming out to 6x minus 12. Replace the value of x by 1 in the second derivative, which is coming out to be negative, and replace x is equal to 3 in the second derivative, and the value of the second derivative is coming out to be positive. So we have local maxima at x equal to 1 and local minima at x equal to 3. So local maximum value will be obtained by putting x is equal to 1 in the original function, that is f1, like this, and the local minimum value will be obtained by putting the value of x is equal to 3 in the original function. This is the simple method to find maximum and minimum value of the given function. Now similarly, in seventh part, we have 1 upon x square plus 2. Find its first derivative, which is minus 2x upon x square plus 2 whole square. You know how to find the derivative. You use the quotient rule to find its maximum minimum. To find the derivative, put equal to 0, so the value of x is coming out to be 0. Now I'm using the first derivative test to find the whether this function have maxima or minima. So how you have to find the maximum minima value by using the first derivative test. Now at x equal to 0, take the value of x slightly less than 0, means towards the left of 0. Now take the value of x slightly less than 0. So the value of this function will be positive. It will be positive. Take any value of x is slightly less than 0. Now this will be positive, this will be positive. So it comes out to be positive. So as the value of x slightly more than x 0. Now take the value of x slightly more than 0. So and then the value of this function which comes out to be negative. When you take, now this is the method to find the maximum minima by using a first derivative test. Now we are checking at the critical point, which is 0. We are taking the value of x slightly less than 0. then the value of the first derivative or the sign of the first derivative is positive. You take your own time, take any value less than, slightly less than 0. You can take minus 0.9999. The value of the first derivative will be positive. You don't have to find the exact value. You take just a hint whether it will be positive or negative. Now take the value of x slightly more than this, more than 0. Then find whether it will be, first derivative will be negative or positive. It will come out to be negative. You take your own time to find whether it will be negative or positive. Now as the first derivative changes its sign from positive to negative, and we have discussed in the basics of this topic, when the first derivative changes sign from positive to negative, then it will have local maxima, and we are checking at the critical point 0. So this function have local maxima at x is equal to 0, and the local maximum value will be obtained by putting x is equal to 0 in the original function, which is coming out to be half. Now because the first derivative sign is changing from positive to negative, so we have the local maxima at this critical point 0. So this is the method to find the maxima, local maxima or minima by using the first derivative test. Now in the sixth part of this question, we have this function x upon 2 plus 2 upon x, and the value of x is greater than 0. It is given. So find its first derivative, which is coming to be half minus 2 upon x square. Put it equal to 0. The value of x is coming out to be 2 and minus 2. Now because we have to take only the greater value, greater than 0, so we will check only at x equal to 2. Now find the second derivative, which is 4 upon x cube, and at x equal to 2, the value of the second derivative is positive or greater than 0. So therefore we have local minima at x equal to 2, because the second derivative is positive. Now the local minimum value will be obtained by putting x equal to 2 in the original function, that is 2 upon 2 plus 2 upon 2, which is coming out to be 1 plus 1, which is coming out to be 2. So this is the first derivative test we have done in the 7th part, and the 6th part we have done the second derivative test to find the local maxima or minima of the given function. We'll discuss the remaining in the next lecture. Thank you.